What's up, everybody? Let's just get straight to it. This has been a moment. I really hated that I have to even be doing this, but it's very necessary. So I'm going to get straight to it. The last week has been such a hectic week. It's been chaos on top of chaos. And so I'm here to not necessarily clear things up, but I am here to acknowledge some lies. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to go ahead and get into it. Number one, the internet has been going so crazy. My inboxes, emails have been going so crazy with people just tuning in to the nonsense that Snoop Dad has caused. It's all a show. It's for a show. It's been rehearsed. Basically, he's having people to kind of coach him on what he thinks is going to work because he's determined to be famous. That's his main thing. So just to go ahead and cover some of the questions. Number one, Snoop's dad went to that grave on a just flute, Pookie knew that we had a discussion about Snoop's headstone. Snoop does not have a headstone due to my personal reasons. Me as a mother is just some steps when you taking this journey. It's just hard sometimes. And what I never wanted to accept is that Snoop is dead. And the hardest thing is to realize that he is never coming back. So that is the reason why he did not have a headstone, is because it kind of sealed the deal for me. We had this discussion before he went out there with his get along gang, trying to basically just get attention because he had a conversation with someone else, and they let him know that, hey, when it got time to bury Snoop, there was no amount of money that was limited. Meek did not put a price on it, and so he walked out there knowing the reason why there was not a headstone. It has nothing to do with Meek. It's my personal decision that I was not prepared, and I actually spoke on doing that this year. I talked to him about it, and he was agreeing that, hey, we'll just go half on it. And so going out to that grave and making that big old scene, the main thing about it was that he wanted to go viral. He was excited about going viral. He thinks he's about to get paid for going viral. And so the people that's coaching him to do these things are just kind of making him feel like this is being successful by degrading me, which I don't care about the words that he say about me. Like, I'm not here to clear up anything as far as that. But the fact that my son's name is being tarnished for things as if, he's not being taken care of at his gravesite, or sorry about that. And so number two, he's mentioned 50,000 times that I am a rat. Okay. If you're a rat, you're supposed to have paperwork. You're not supposed to just holler that someone is a rat. So when he was incarcerated, he sent me so many death threats. He's been doing so much since last year before from jail. He did have a jail phone, and he was doing some of these same things, but it was limited to the Jonesboro people. So there was not that many people able to see the stupid stuff that he was posting about. So many artists had so many minutes to get at him and different things of that nature. So not only did I call the prison and let them know that he was sending me death threats, and also I left my phone number for them to call me back as well. So I don't think that that's ratting. That's basically protecting my peace, which I'm here to do by all means necessary. I'm here to protect my peace. As I continue on, let's just make it clear that Snoop Dad didn't even claim him. I'm going to present the blood test to you guys. He took me through so much when it came down to being the father for Snoop. He kept telling me I need to find out who that bastard dad is, different things of that nature. So I do have a blood test that we took in 2008, which is only 5 years prior to Snoop getting murdered. So you just started claiming your son. Not to say that your parent didn't do anything for him, but you just started really acknowledging that. And the thing about it is, whether you're his dad or not, you've served no purpose. And I hate that I even have to be mentioning things that looks degrading to him, because I'm not here to degrade him. Doesn't matter what he says about me. I haven't degraded him for these years. I've been doing this on my own since 1995. as far as when his involvement is concerned, he just hasn't been in the picture. And so what he's doing now is he's just trying to get the clout off the fame. And if that's what he needs, then I'm going to let him have that. You know, I know where God is taking me. I'm so thankful that I'm here today. There's so much going on in this world today, and we don't have time to dwell on something of that nature. You know, every time, sorry, I have poor connection. So every time that he gets on live, he mentions in me. So that means there's definitely, he's a fan of mine. So you can listen to that mess. I don't have time for it. I'm speaking on this because my son's grave was a big thing. You know, it went across the media. People were speaking on Snoop's grave. Snoop's grave is fine. That's my personal decision. And I am also a vessel. So I have things that I have to be doing. Like, we are dealing with the police killing our children. Adam Toledo just lost his life. Deontay just lost his life. And so I have real situations to be dealing with. I do not have time to be worrying about someone such as Pookie, who done spent too much time in the enterprise. I cannot go back and forth with him. I was going to be very ugly and allow myself, because of my flesh, because this is very sensitive for me. This is my dead son that we're talking about, and it's not the rapper that everybody is. That's what you guys love. I get that, and that's who he loves as well. He loves the rapper. He does not love a Darren. Snoop's name is a Darren Lakeith Ross Jr. He's supposed to be a junior from his dad, but he refused to sign the birth certificate, so he's not a junior, really. So all this stuff that he's doing is going to be daily. I'm sure it's not going to stop. I don't have time to go back and forth. But even in speaking that, I kept saying, I'm not going to speak on all of the requests. I'm sorry. I really was going to do an interview and all that. I'm like, look, let me say this. Let me get this off my chest. I'm not going to go on back and forth with Pookie. Pookie is on drugs. His people are on drugs. He's not in his right mind. He's worried about the attention. He keeps going to my son's grave playing like that's a joke. Our child is dead, and you know, he feels that that's necessary to go and get clout, point fingers. The thing about it is, did you see your son get put in the ground? Was he at the funeral? I was not he wasn't able to come to the funeral. I tried to get him to come to the funeral. The chaplain told me that I should be embarrassed to have someone like him even to want him at his son's funeral. So he's speaking on all these different things that doesn't matter. Bottom line is this: when it comes to Snoop, he's not getting anything. He can't do anything. I wish we could have worked together, and I thought we were going to be able to work together, but he wants to be famous so bad. I'm going to back up and let him have his fame. I have nothing to do with that. All the bull mess that he has online, it has nothing to do with me. It has nothing to do with Snoop's legacy. First thing is first is you have to accept the fact that you missed out, and you cannot make that up. And I'm not your enemy, but I damn sure am not your friend at this point. God be with that man. I thank you guys for checking on me. I thank you guys for just being concerned, because I know this probably would have been emotional, but where I am right now, God is taking me in great places. I am not going to allow the devil to, disturb me. I have to keep the main thing, and that was the word for me today. And the main thing is the legacy of Lil Snoop, and that's where I'm at. That's what I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep pushing. I'm going to keep fighting. If he wants to help me fight, he needs to get with me and see why we don't have justice for our son. Why is my son's killer walking these streets? That's what we need to be discussing, not what's going on at the graveside, because not one tear has been shed. One tear has not been shed for his life. And you just want to talk about me. I can be whatever I am, but I know who God sees me as, and I love me for me. I don't care my real life. My life is not people's entertainment. My life is like, when God gave me this journey, I could have gave up, but I'm standing in my story. We all have a story, but Denisha is standing in her story, and I'm going to be a blessing to so many people. You guys just wait and see how good God is and how good he's been in my life. Like, I'm just so excited that I can't get upset about a mediocre guy like that. Like, even the whole conversation, I really wanted to just like grab him and hug him, because if people don't see that there's a broken man just online, and the people that's around him just saying, hey, you should say this, like, it's so childish. And they can have that life. That's not where I'm going. I'm not confused about who I am. We've all made mistakes in our life. I'm not acting to be perfect. I love a Darren. And when it comes to a Darren, Denisha gonna ride for him to the end of the time. Like, in my death, I will just, hey, it has to be what it is, guys. Like, I'm just trying not to go there. This, of course, as a mother, yes, I'm frustrated. Yes, it's embarrassing. But Snoop does not need a headstone. Snoop's grave is coming out of Jonesboro. Now he has made it to where I don't even want that negative energy around Snoop, because not one time did I see him talk to Snoop at the grave. It was all about who did what, and then what did you do? What are you doing? So all this stuff, guys, is kind of like, it's just a rehearsed. It's like, he gets offline, they tell him what to say next, he gets back online. It's just a game. So if you choose to listen to that game, stay with that game. Ain't no picking sides. It ain't no in between. I'm riding for Lil Snoop when it come down to his legacy. I'm not letting nobody tarnish my baby's legacy, and that's just what it is. So I wanted to address that. I knew that he was going to get this way because he was told what to say to get the media all upset. So we not going to keep going back and forth about that. Let that man post. You understand that he's new to technology, so the fact that he can go live and somebody know who he is, that's the best thing ever happened to that man his whole life. I'm talking about, this is a junkie. I dare not argue with a junkie. So I'm gonna go ahead and go on with my day. Hey, it's Snoop Sunday. Like, you hear, it's pretty out here. I'm trying to enjoy my day. I don't have time to be arguing back and forth and everybody watching me trying to see, like, hey, where's she at? Where your head at? Are you? I hate you're going through this. No, I hate he's going through that, because I've already went down those roads. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. It's painful. But no one told you to make the decisions that you made, sir. No one told you that, not to be a parent. You could have wrote that letter. You could have sent that card. And if Snoop was here right now, Snoop's last words about his daddy was he was going to slap him in his mouth for writing me a disrespectful letter. And if my baby was here right now, that man would not be doing that. What he's trying to do, he's trying to trick people out of their positions. Now he's sending death threats. And it's just mediocre. So, like I said, let that clown have that little clown mess he got going on. I wish him the best in his rap career, because he touched down, and whatever that mess he was saying, like, help that man. Somebody write him some bars. But Snoop's legacy will not be tarnished. It's still long live Snoop. Denisha has his back. His mama got his. I've been his writer, so I got his back. We're not going to do all of this like Clout, because the thing about it is, it doesn't matter what he do. It doesn't matter what he do. He doing it for a check that he will not receive. So you guys be blessed. Like I said, thank you guys for checking on me. I hate that this had to be so long. And I really was going to just do an interview, do other things. We're not going to do that. I'm sorry about that. So that's it for me, guys. Like I said, my page will not be responding to anything else no more. Snoop grave is fine. I am fine. All this is for show. And that man need to be somewhere trying to see what he can get off his SSI if he can get a job. Like, all this rap mess he got going on, he ain't gonna make it pull his Snoop coattail. He damn sure ain't gonna make it pull in mine. So y'all have a good day and keep Snoop lifted in prayer, because even though he's not here, his spirit is very much alive, and I feel him, and I know that he's not pleased. But one thing about God, he sits high and he looks low. And I'm covered by the Holy Spirit. I've been shouting all week. Because the devil can't have me. I did all I'm going to do for the devil. It's time to rise up. It's time for me to be the person that God has called me to be. Do you think I really lost my own son, my only son, to death just for me to sit back at home and dwell on it? I have a story to tell you guys, and y'all going to hear all about it in my book. And Snoop's documentary will be coming out with the real story. I still don't have to degrade anyone to make the real story. It just is what it is. Y'all played y'all positions in Snoop's life. You didn't think he was going to be anything, and now that he is, you guys are regretting it, and it's a lot of remorse going on. You should have played your part. So you guys have a blessed day. Thank you guys again for just tuning in. Thank you guys for showing me so much love. I feel so much better just getting this off, because it's all lies. They're all lies. And just stay tuned, because I'm about to post this blood test, because at the end of the day, if you didn't do nothing else, you denied my child until 5 years, until he got killed. And now you his daddy. Lay low, bro.